Hey guys, welcome back to the Breakfast Club, or this late edition of my version of the Breakfast Club. So let's begin. And sorry I'm being late, had a lot to do yesterday, but I wanted to at least get something out, because, well, I'm supposed to get something out. This is one that I've been thinking of for a while lately, and I definitely think it warrants discussion, because of all of the back and forth about it, and that's basically on social media. Lately there's been several people pointing out a lot of negative things about the use of social media and its detrimental effects that it may have on society itself. Now, negative comments on modern trends that, people are using socially is nothing new. Usually from older generations. Whenever we're seeing people jumping on some new trend, you will find some older guys or older generations or certain concerned groups pointing out what they think are major problems with it. One example I can give was, for instance, people complaining about others who were reading newspapers a lot on commutes. You can actually look this up. Like when it was first popping up on the scene, people were worried that this was going to cause a breakdown in society because so many people were just reading and not interacting with each other while, moving from place to place. Obviously, that didn't destroy society, but it was still a concern. There was also a concern, to go for more recent things. I remember when video games first popped up, people were talking about all the negative effects it may have on children. And while that conversation is still happening today, it's nowhere near as heated as it used to be, where people are like, oh, kids aren't going to go outside anymore, they're not going to play, they're going to lose social skills. And yeah, we have some extreme examples of that, but for the most part it hasn't altered things that much, arguably. And now we have social media, and we're hearing negative things about that too. Basically on how it's being used to manipulate what you see and the type of news you get and the echo chambers it puts you in, and it can cause all these type of negative effects. Now, it is not the intention of this video right now, what I'm doing right now, to counter these arguments. In fact, I think there might be something to them. There's quite a bit to them. But what I do want to say is that what we're doing with this technology overall is nothing new. And what I mean by that is, we have always throughout history have tried to find a way to use technology to enhance things that we're already doing. That much has never really changed. Human beings tend to want to reach out to others and share things with others that they feel are part of their community, whatever their community happens to be, whatever their particular social group happens to be. Now, depending on your time period or where you're at, your community, your social circle, could just be your family or your own circle of friends. It might extend to your small town. Usually no bigger than that. Lately, because of advances in technology and in communication, we've been able to expand our reach to others. And these days and times, thanks to the internet, we can reach out and touch people in another country in just seconds. That was unheard of just a few decades ago. And all these people that we're making connections with, we are, feeling a part of. And we want to find ways of sharing things with them, talking to them, our ups and downs, all that type of stuff. And for the negative things that social media may be doing, it's also a way for us to reach out and have our own little communities, or possibly an expanded community with all these people. The problem then comes in with how many people we're reaching. I've heard, comments about how you got this kind of sickness where people want to be liked by millions of people that they've never even met. There could be something to that, yes. But there's also the fact that these millions of people sometimes aren't just hitting a like. Sometimes they're actually communicating. Is it possible to be able to have a relationship with every single last one of them? Most likely not. But are you at the very least still reaching out to each and every one of these people in some way and affecting their lives, or they're affecting you in some way? Yes. And isn't that the human experience as a whole? Yes. The average everyday person, for the average everyday person, this may seem to be a fairly new thing to suddenly happen to us. And we have to find a way to come to grips with this. But there are other people who deal with this a lot more often, even in the past, and that would be, say, entertainers. People who would go out, say, musicians go out, do a concert, and there's thousands of people in front of them. Maybe millions, depending on how big the concert is. And every single last one of those people is basically giving their likes in the form of everyone yelling and screaming and calling out your name. If you're that entertainer, just imagine you're that entertainer, calling out the name and then waving and yelling and sign my autograph, we love you, all that sort of stuff. Because this person is sharing their passion with others on the stage. It was their passion that brought them there. Nowadays, with the internet, even just any passion that anybody may have, they could just simply put it out, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever. Look, here's a makeup tutorial. Look, here's me showing how to cook a certain thing, and instantly they get feedback. And yeah, sure, there's people who are doing it these days because they want that internet fame, but other times it's just people who just want to share what they like. They're sharing their passion, they're sharing their experiences, and other people can relate to those experiences and relate back. And that's a very human thing. We're using these new tools to do something that we've always been inclined to do. The question then becomes, well, who's ultimately going to be in control of these things? Us? Or the people that gave these tools to us? And for what purpose? And are we willing to use these things as tools? Or are we going to let our use of these tools go out of control to the point where we're addicted to it? That's another conversation. But what I will say is, what we're doing right now with these tools is nothing new. Not really. We're just doing the same things that we've always been inclined to do. Share our passions in our lives with one another. It's just now it's being brought on a grander scale. And ultimately, that might be a positive. Especially if we still consider that goal for world peace to be something still worth fighting for. You can't have peace without understanding. And shared experiences can help to bring about that understanding. So yeah, these tools could potentially be messing us up. But on the other hand, with the right use, it could be bringing us together. Time will tell how it all ends. So, just want to throw that out there. Make of it what you guys will. Catch you later.